Hey everyone, this is Mary. You're watching another little piece of my art. My dog has been absolutely on one today because we opened the windows and turned the air off. It's getting chilly in Florida. Chilly for me anyway. So all the noises are coming through. So anyway, she's in the bed and somewhat settled down. So I'm going to film it in here. I've got you on top of a footstool to try to minimize the movement. So I'll do the best that I can. But we're going to look at what is in my coloring quote unquote bag, because it's just a stack. It's just a stack on the floor. But what I'm going to be coloring in for not only the fall, but probably the winter too, because there's a few things that I want to try to wrap up this year. And so I figured if we just looked at all of these at once, then it would save me from having to make another video after the fall. So we'll start with one of my favorites. I have given 1 or 2 copies of this away before because I really love this book so much. This is Archie and Sabrina's Halloween coloring book. I have marked everything so that it's going to be, won't be as long, but, I'm long-winded, so I'll do the best that I can. This one I did not mark because I'm doing it in order. But I discovered the other day that I liked using these new crayons that I got from Ross. They're like twistables crayons, but they have like a sheen or can you see that, to them? And it's just fun for me to color with crayons. This book, everything bleeds through, so that limits what I can use. The paper is somewhat thin, and I can't use everything I want to use. I can use some watercolor, but I have to be very careful with the amount of water that is on my brush and stuff. So like for this particular one, which I did this one last year, I did use watercolor paint on the background, and then this year when I got these crayons, I went over it with crayons. So I think that this book for me, like, it's just going to be for me to play with. I just like this because it reminds me of being a kid. I even did the pumpkins up here with the new twist up crayons. And then what I can't when it's too small, well, here, I'll show you. Let's see. I was going in an order. I don't know why I skipped this one. And if you notice, well, you'll see it. But I've got like little stickers and rub-ons from other times. This one I did just regularly. I think I did it last year or the year before. I forget now. Hopefully you can see okay. I have you, like I said, I have you on a footstool, a really old one. Anyway, yeah, I did this one normally, with normal supplies, but I just want to just do fun stuff. So this page I've been working on, and I've been using paint pens, just my acrylic paint pens on some of the spots on their clothing and whatnot. And I think I used a Crayola. I was trying it out again, a Crayola skin tone, and it came through onto a page that came through here onto a page that I've already completed. So I just, you can't use markers. You just cannot. So I think I'm just gonna have fun with it and use my little crayons and break out my Crayola twistable pencils, colored pencils, and do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have there's places in here, like here for example, where I have started the skin colors on some of the characters, and these are so small, it's going to be hard to get crayons in some of those areas. So I thought that the Crayola twistable pencils will work good on that area if I get that far. And of course there's always just regular Crayolas, because nice hard pencils work great in these books. I have used the pencils that I like, the ones that glow in the dark. I have used those in here, Crazy Art ones, and they work great because they're so hard. So it's problematic on your hands, but you know, it does work well in these books that have a lot of tiny detail and problematic paper. So I don't get a lot done each year, but that's okay because I can have the book for a long time. So that's that one. This one is a new addition to my life, and this is Villains, a Bright Ideas coloring book. So it's on black paper. It's by Bendon. I got my copy at Ollie's. It comes with these. I didn't even open them because I didn't think I would like them. But I did do a little bit of testing to see. So I got out some of my Crayola neon crayons to see how they would come out on this paper. And I mean, you could probably do several layers and they would be all right, but it just seemed like a lot of work. So I think I'm going to use my Jelly Roll gel pens on them. And the one I have marked, and forgive me for not knowing characters' names because I don't tend to watch Disney things or cartoons in general for the most part. But I think I'm going to do him. That's what I have marked. I'm going to try my gel pens on him and then see how that works out. And if there's spots where I can't fill in with the gel pen because it's just too much area, I think I'll use my Crazy Art neons and, you know, kind of combine the two together. So that's my plan. I'm looking forward to trying this book out. I didn't get a chance to try it out with Spencer when she was here because we were doing other crafts and things. But I did kind of go through and look and see what I might want. And that's the one I picked out. It's going to be my tester. I'm not going to put a bunch of tabs in because I don't know what's going to happen. These two I've had for a really long time. Well, one of them for a really, really long time. This is a kid's coloring book. It's called Ghosts and Goblins Trick or Treat by Kappa. Mostly I use this book for referencing to draw spooky things for Halloween because I just love the drawings in here. But recently I have seen a video from this girl, and I hope I can find it again, where she goes back into her old childhood coloring books and she does the pages like with her really nice pencils and makes them look so nice. If I can find her page and I can follow her, I will put it into the description who she is because it's so fascinating to watch her do like old Lisa Franks and stuff like that with the yellowed paper and everything, but she makes them look so nice. Right here in the book, she doesn't photocopy it or anything. She just does it right here in the book. So that inspired me because I love this Halloween book right here. This one is just so cute. And as I was saying, I sometimes use this. I keep this with my drawing books, like, you know, my drawing instruction books. I keep this with those because I reference this a lot for little characters. It's just got so many cute things to give me ideas. So I have that one, and I do have Snoopy as well. I forget where this one came from. I think I might have got it at a garage sale. But this lady that I was talking about with the going over her childhood coloring books and the Lisa Frank ones, she also shows like fixing, you know, if you get a book where your child or someone has done something like this to it, she's going through and fixing those pages, which I think is a lot of fun. And, you know, some of these have winter scenes, so I could keep this out and do fun things. I'm interested in just because I've been concentrating a lot on sketching and doing things like that for quite some time now, maybe about 6 months or so. And now I want to give my brain a little bit of a break. I want to just do something fun for me. So I can get my crayons out and just be a kid for a while, you know. There's a lot going on in my life and in our family, and I think this would be very soothing to just play with that. So I have that one. Most of you have seen this. If you've been around me, you've seen this for years. My favorite coloring book, I talk about it all the time, but it is a difficult coloring book to color in. There are very tiny things. There are very like frilly, filigree things. There are lines that go nowhere. So it's difficult for me, but so every year I always say that I'm going to finish it this year, and I'm not going to say that anymore because I'm probably not going to finish it this year, but I have marked a few things that I would like to work on. So let's see what I've marked. This particular spread here, I mean, honestly, I've got most of it covered. I mean, what's the problem? You know, this was when everybody was using Crayola Super Tips, so that's what I used for most of this. This book has been with me since I think 2016 or so. So sometimes I would just do a layer of the Crayola Super Tip, and then I would come back with pencils, and that's what's going on here. This is all pretty much the Crayola Super Tip, or sometimes watercolor paint in some cases. And yeah, I like this picture. I think this is a cool picture in the book in general. So there is not much left. This light fixture, and then, you know, some of the titles on the spines of this book, these books in the library there. And then, of course, to add the pencil for shading. So I think that if I commit to doing this one, I can finish it. I hope. Because there are several whips in here. And if you are new, I have a second copy of this. My husband bought me a second copy because I have had this book so long that, you know, I didn't know a lot of things about coloring adult-wise when he first got it for me. And I felt bad that I messed up my favorite coloring book. So he got me a second copy, but I have sworn to not open it and touch it until, you know, this one is done. So we have quite a few to go yet. And then I have marked, let's see, I wanted to show you. So this is the one I completed, not completed, but based. I used the Ink brand glitter, like highlighters. This is all highlighter. I bought them for that. Can you see the glitter? They're really glittery. Really glittery. I was dreading doing this page because who wants to color a dingy, depressing castle? I mean, I didn't. I really didn't. I love the rest of the book, but some of the, you know, the castle stuff I can live without. So I just based this entire page with that highlighter because it was, the tip of it was, what do you call it? The kind that are angled. The word is escaping me, but it was that, and so it just like, you know, was perfect for going in some of these smaller steps and stuff. I started running out in this area here, but I'm going to get pencils and you know, shade and blend in some of the, because I wanted the part when you're walking up the stairs, the part that's going this way, you know, not the step but the other part, I wanted those to be black, so I want to kind of blend that in a little bit and whatnot. So that's what I'm planning there. And then just one more, this page I did entirely with Crayola twistable pencils. This paper is so nice. You really can use just about anything, but certain markers do bleed if they're juicy and stuff like that. It's just the way it is, you know. So I thought, well, let me do a page just in my twistables and see what happens. You know, they worked nice. The gray, all the gray though on these headstones was oh, I was gonna say that it was watercolor, but it's not. I can see that pencil stroke. So apparently the whole thing was the twistables, but there are some spots that are undone, you know, like the curve on the bench here, just a few things, and then it wouldn't take much to just go ahead and bring the picture to the other side. I don't know if I'll do the sky, but just have a few more headstones here and the light and a little bit of a tree. So I'm going to put my efforts into doing those, and I'll feel like I've accomplished, something. Then I have this book that was actually gonna go bye-bye, and then something made me decide to go ahead and keep it for a little longer. I have to be careful with what I show on this one because YouTube is cracking down on things, and there is, I guess you could say, like female nudity, the top half. So yeah, I have to watch out when I open it, what I show. This book has the most beautiful paper I think I've seen in any coloring book, and that's why I still have it. Because it's basically all trees, different trees, and then like women woven into like the tree trunks. It's pretty cool if you like that kind of thing. But I soon felt like, do I want to color that many trees? And do I need a whole book full of trees? And then I thought, the paper is so beautiful that why don't I just go ahead and keep it? And it's also one-sided, so you can do the marker thing. And I started this one. I'd like to finish it. I used on the background there, I think I used this is just one layer, but I think I used water-soluble crayons. This is watercolor paint. And then watercolor paint on these leaves. And in between all the leaves, I started using a Sharpie. So if I still have one, I should have one in my art stuff. Which reminds me, I will be participating in Inktober as long as the prompts are, not too, because some years I haven't liked them. And I don't always do every prompt. I kind of just do the ones I like. So that takes a lot of focus away from my Halloween pictures. But I really enjoy Inktober. And I usually post the list on my Instagram. And my Instagram is the same name. It's another little piece of my art. So, yeah, you can check it out there. But anyway, yeah, I would like to finish this one and, go over the rest of smooth over and do my second layers. And there's symbols carved into this tree. I don't know if you can see them. I thought that I would use my paint pens on those. I thought that would be pretty cool. This one here I've got marked because I thought this would be really pretty to make as a Christmas tree, because I don't have any Christmas books. I used to have Johanna Basford's Christmas book, but I'm not a Christmas person per se. And I don't know, it would kind of depress me. I don't know. Christmas has made me feel blue for a long time because a lot of my family members have passed on. So I always think about them, and it's kind of sad. So I just but it's for the kids. If you have kids around, that's fun. So hopefully Chad and Spencer will come and see me, and that'll be fun for me because I'll last year I told Spencer that an elf came by and dropped off some of her gifts, and we hid them, and so that was fun. But anyway, segue. But this one I thought I could make into a cool little Christmas tree, because it's got the angel wings, and maybe I will do the leaves red and green or something like that. Let me know what you think. And then I have marked this one as well. This one, I think I want to try a scribble technique with ink pens. I've been talking about coloring with ink pens for a long time. I do use them on several. I made a short. No, it might be in one of my last maybe 4 or 5 videos. I was showing things that I completed, and I did a page in one of Kirby's books where I used ink pens on my fish. I forget which fish, kind of fish it was, a whale maybe. I really like to, do that. And I really have been lately interested in have you guys ever seen the people who do portraits with ink pens, and it's just continuous like scribbles, and they make the eye, like the eyes, the scribbles become the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the features and the profile and the hair and the chin. It's really cool. So I wanted to try to do something cool with this one. I just thought it called out for that. There's a lot going on here. So, and then I just wanted to show you this one. This is how they look when they're done. This is one of the reasons why I didn't get rid of it, because I think they finish up really beautifully. I probably could have done without the gel pen in there, but I don't know. I was in the mood. When did I do it? Okay, I did it in April. I was going to say it kind of looks Christmassy because of the red and the green, but apparently I did this one in April. But I really enjoyed the way she came out. Let's see what I used. Inktense, Sharpie, gel pens, glazed pens, Brute Fumer pastel pencils, and Crayola pencils. I probably used the Crayola Colors of the World on her skin because I like those pencils. So that's that one. I have a new one we're going to work in this year. This was a gift from Jen. This is the Occult and Folklore coloring book, Duchess of Lore. I have marked the ones that I'm interested in. There's quite a few. This is a beautiful, whimsical, very different kind of book. I'll show you the back so you can see where you can look it up or get the number and use it. But it has mythology, astrology, folk tales, all these different things in there, and some of the things I don't know what they're from, and I think it'll be fun to look it up. But I love this picture here holding the I'm assuming those are pomegranates. I think that is so beautiful. That's something I could work on even after the Halloween period. I think that would just be a beautiful picture when it's done. So this one is double-sided, but like, this particular picture is just backed by this. Okay, so on the back here, it tells you the fables or the myths or the whatever, whatever. It tells you on the back there, so you can read on them before you complete them, and then maybe decide by that how you want to paint them or color them or whatever. And then we have this one. There's something about this one I really, really love. Again, there's pomegranates, but I love the roses for the eyes. I just think this is a beautiful, gorgeous picture that I will really enjoy doing. And then we have, I really like this one for the spooky season. I think the candles will be really cool when you make them like they're, lit up on fire. I think that'll, and then maybe do a dark background for the contrast. I don't know. It's a cool picture. I'm not sure what to do with the inside where the eyeballs are, though. I'd have to think about that one. But, that's the fun of picking out ones you're interested in, because you can let it marinate in your noggin for a while. And then this one is absolutely stunning as well. I love this back picture, like pattern. I think coughing break. I think that will be really pretty, and with the way the pine trees look, I think this will be a good seasonal winter one to do. So some of these I will do, like I said, after Halloween and fall, or even over. I'll still have these out. So I kind of planned this video to show the rest of the year. This one here is stunning, beautiful. I was looking at the cat. I don't have a cat. I have a Chihuahua, but I think I could make this cat look like my Chihuahua somewhat, because my Chihuahua's ears, of course, stand up like that. And if I can contour the nose enough to make it look like it's popping out, I could make that be us. So that's just a fun idea that I had. I don't know. But that's a beautiful picture, isn't it? So yeah, some of these are going to be really pretty for the Christmas season for me to do. I have this one. I love this one. I love the hair on this one. I love the background of it. And you see like her, I don't know if that's supposed to be tears or not, but I thought I would make them as snow by using some stickles on there, you know. But I'm excited about these. This book is really beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I have never seen it before in my life before Jen sent it to me, so it was a real treat for me. And then this will be my token Christmas picture, I suppose. A Christmas tree, and it has all different patterns in it, so that'll be fun. And let me see. All right, so yeah, on the back there's nothing of import, so I can use Sharpies to try to use them up, because I do have some left, some markers left like that, and that'll be fun, and it'll pop off the page. So there's that one. I wanted to talk about this one. This one is something that I want to try to finish this year. I'm going to need a piece of paper from another book. Hold on. This is when I decided to try out a vellum coloring book. And this one is Egyptian Stained Glass Coloring by John Green. This was so much fun for me because I had no idea about vellum. I had no idea what I was getting into. I tried different things. Not all of them work. But crayons work great. They do. So that's exciting for me. And I would love to finish this book and then use the pictures, you know, tear them out and use them in my journals, tape them in, so as if they were a page of my journal. Like, I think that'll be so cool looking because my paper is white and this will show up. But yeah, you can see a lot of my multi-crayons that I have are used in here. I used other things too, but I did use a lot of crayons in here. And because I found out the hard way that wet things like watercolor they do not work. So I did use a lot of crayons, and I think this is where I stopped. I did markers too, but I just did not enjoy the way they turned out as much. If I turn it, you can see like the wax from the crayons. So fun. So there's a good chunk in here that I need to do. Maybe, I don't know, 6, 7 around there pages. Something like that. But yeah, this one is a lot of fun. Vellum coloring is so weird, and I'm glad I tried it out. I don't know that I would order any more of them unless it was, you know, something I really couldn't resist in terms of the subject matter. So this is probably maybe my second favorite coloring book behind Dracula, and every year I show this one. This is Day of the Dead coloring book. We go through this every year. Who it's by? It's by Mauro Mazzara and Andrea Bianchi. Okay, I had bought mine at Ollie's, but you can get them probably on eBay. It's a beautiful book. So I have done, and it's one-sided, I have done several in the beginning. I was going in order for a while, and that was good. I have this one marked, or no, I didn't mark it because, you know, it was right there for me to see, but this is a whip. So every year I try to complete a whip and do a whole other page. And that seems to be working out. So these are Milagros or Milagros. I can't speak Spanish yet. I'm trying, but I want to finish these and then, you know, do another whole page. So just flipping to see where we go now. I have marked some contenders. I think this one is stunning. Now that I look at it, I don't know about all that wallpaper in the back unless I just choose to do a wash of paint over it. But I think the picture is beautiful. And then we have, which one's next? Okay, this is the one I completed last year. So like I said, I try to do a full one and then sometimes I start the next one and I don't finish. So that was last year's contribution. And I like the way that one turned out. Another year. And then I'm really interested in doing this one with this. I want to do like, you know, the painted desert sky and everything. I think this one will be a lot of fun. I love cactuses and just this kind of stuff. So that might be a contender for this year as well. I've got 2 of my dot-to-dot books here. I have not been able to work in them because of my eyes being so bad, but I'm hoping, you know, that my husband got me a really big magnifying glass, and I'm hoping that I could, you know, just work on it maybe a little bit at a time, but it's just hard to find where you've left off. It's just a whole thing. But the books, the pictures are so cool, and so yeah, this is 101 dot-to-dot Day of the Dead. I love my dot-to-dot books. I used to really be into them. These are the pictures, like the puzzles, what they turn out like. So you have tons of Day of the Dead things to color when you're done. This is one I did 1 year. I think the background was Inktense, and I think the pencil, the reason it's so bright was, I think it was what are those one pencils? I can't remember the name of them. Polychromos. I think those were Polychromos. And then I had this one another year. This one was mostly just watercolor paint. It would be fun to do one in gouache maybe too, because now this year I have gouache. Oh, and then there was the one that would never dry. This one was a big fail, but I like to look at it now. It's cool to like to look at because it's got all this glitter glue on it. So, you know, it kind of came out kind of cool, I guess. Something different. Maybe some words would be good across the bottom. But yeah, this is a book that I really enjoy, so maybe I will get into that one. It could happen. But my favorite one for spooky season is this classic comic dot-to-dot. I love the covers, what they look like. Is there a page that shows you? Yeah. So like they look like this. My dad used to have all these kinds of coloring comic books when I was a kid. He loved those kind, and my brother would always look at them. But that's what they look like. I've only managed to complete one in total, which was this one, and I did use some, I believe, some of the glow in the dark, the neon pencils from Crazy Art in her hair. The paper is great to color on and everything and to paint on. It's just so hard for me to see. So I pull this out, and that way I can look at when I'm doing this puzzle I've started. Like when I'm doing the puzzle, I can look at what it's going to turn out like. I have 1 or 2 started. Sometimes they start them for you. I tend to do mine in Sharpie though. Like here's one. I tend to do mine in Sharpie because that way whatever you throw out it later, if it's watercolor paint or whatever, it won't bleed, you know? So I wouldn't use any type of water-based black marker for it. I would definitely go in with a Sharpie. But yeah, I just love this book. I think I finished this one as well. So I have some already done. Maybe I can just focus on coloring the ones that are already done instead of going blind trying to. Okay, guys, we're getting to the end, and I'm sorry about this being so long, but it's for 2 seasons, so you know, I probably won't be back bothering you again about what I'm going to color. I have Cute and Creepy, Camilla D'Errico. I do a buddy color with Rita every year for many years now. And I have marked, I'm not going to show you the pictures that I've done unless we pass them, but I have marked some interesting ones to me. I thought this first one would be nice to do because there's nothing on the other side but the title page, so one can use markers if one would like. Looks like something has came through, so I need to erase. Usually you can get that off. If you can't get it off with your regular eraser, try a kneaded eraser. Those work even better for this type of thing. But let's see. Okay, so last year this was a whip I started. Obviously I've got the skin done on these girls and a little bit of the background color that I wanted it to be. So, you know, it's just a matter of doing the cats and the hair and finessing what needs to be finessed. So these are just so much fun to do that when I do them, I'll end up doing several of them in the book and at a time and like hurting myself, hurting my arm because I don't like to stop doing them. They're just a blast. And then I have this one marked. I thought that even if I went over the time, you know, past Halloween, this little abominable snowman guy would be fun to do for the winter season. Look how cute he is. He's going to throw those snowballs at you and scare you with his terrifying face. And there's 2 of them, so you can make it a double pager or not. And then I've marked this beautiful one, The Lady and the Bird. I wanted to do this one since I got the book and never have. So I think it's just stunning picture. I would have to consider it, like how I want to do it, but I would like to do that one. And then I'm interested as well in oh, this is one I started apparently last year too. If you can see a slight skin tone color on her, on this porcupine girl with the porcupine on her head. So, you know, I would like to finish my whips. And Rita, if you're watching and you're interested in doing any of those, let me know. Or if you've already completed those and you have one you're interested in doing and I haven't done it, I will be glad to do it with you and continue our tradition. This book here I bought, and I bought 2 copies last year and gave one away. So I haven't used it yet, but this is the Horror Glow in the Dark coloring book. And it's illustrated by Juan and Santiago Calais. Not every picture is glow in the dark. I want to make that clear. You can tell which ones are. I have one marked because I am interested in doing it. But this one, like, you can see what's going to be glowing in. What was that? There's something called, oh, the end of my post-it notes. You can see clearly like what is raised up is what glows in the dark. But since I have my pencils, my Crazy Art neon pencils that work really well for glowing in the dark, I can also use those. So I like this butterfly or bats or moth, like, I don't know, whatever you want them to be picture. This is double-sided and the paper is not great. It's not hideous, but you know, your markers would definitely come through here. And if you do use decide to use watercolor, I would test it out on the back because, yeah, it does seem thin. So this is probably going to be another book where I can only use pencil or I use crayons, because that's quickly becoming my jam, because I find it so relaxing. Does it make the best picture? No, but not, I'm not trying to make the best picture every time. A lot of times I'm just trying to wind down and really just relax. So, yeah, I've got this one marked, which, would not seem like an obvious choice in a book with so many different horror pictures in there. But I like this. I think this is cool looking. Like, I have a thing for skulls anyway. Skulls, skeletons, I just like the way they look. Bones are cool. I was thinking about doing each head possibly doing each head in a different color. There's just, different things you could do with it. Maybe doing the lines that are in the back, like a bright, like a yellow paint pen, like as if it was x-raying the heads. I'm not really sure. I just was really intrigued by this particular page. So on the other side is that, and what's on the other side? We'll just see how much ambition I have. On the other side is clown person, so there's that. And then lastly, I have, this is new for this year. I did not have this last year. I found this at Ollie's for $3.99, and this was the one that I wanted. The Beauty of Horror 5, The Haunts of Fame. So this is all the famous people. And it's very hard to choose, as you can see, because there's a lot of pictures that I want to do in here. A lot. So, I just I'll just give you my favorites off the rip, but there was many more. This is Andy Warhol. I am obsessed with Andy Warhol. I have been for years and years and years. So I really like this picture. But usually, like, when I really love someone, I do their picture last because I'm afraid to mess it up. So I might do another one first, and just to get my bearings on this paper, because it is double-sided, but his paper is known for being really nice. I can't wait to get into the cans, the soup cans, and the hair, and yeah, I just really like that. And then we have, what else do we have? We have the Starman himself, David Bowie. So this one will be a lot of fun because of the fashion and the hairstyle, and I think that will be enjoyable to do. The background as well will be fun, so looking forward to those two. And then I've got another dear love of mine, Miss Winehouse, Miss Amy Winehouse, right here. This one has a border that I'm not that crazy about. It's like liquor bottles and shot glasses and stuff. Kind of repetitive, but I like the picture of Amy, so I have marked that one. And did I mention this paper is so nice? And then I've got Janis Joplin right here. I actually have this picture, not a zombie of her, but like this actual picture in a frame in my bar area. She sings a song called Another Little Piece of My Heart, and my channel is called Another Little Piece of My Art, and so like I took it off of that song. But so yeah, I do love Janis. I'm a fan of Janis and Jimmy and Jim Morrison and that whole kind of time period of music. So there's that. She'll be fun to do because with the flowers and the love beads and all that she's got going on there. And then we have the Golden Ghouls. I mean, come on. Look at B. Arthur Can you even see? Maybe I should have been zoomed in, but then I have to keep zooming out. Look at Estelle Getty. Ah, that's hilarious. So, I think that will be a fun one. I would like to do that one. But there, you know how many pictures I have showed you in this video. So there's no way I'm going to finish all these before Halloween. I just, you know, I make big plans and then don't do them. But it's okay. And then my last thing I have... Oh, I want to do John Travolta. I want to do Saturday Night Fever because I went with a bunch of my girlfriends in 7th grade to New York City to see the movie when it came out, and we had to wait in a line that went around the block of the movie theater. And I don't know, maybe that makes it better, but I've always loved that movie, the soundtrack. I just love everything about that. I love disco balls. I just love all that stuff. So yeah, I want to do that one as well. And sorry that I keep saying as well. I noticed that in the other video. I used to say too, and as well seems better than to or also. But I need to like think before I'm speaking, which is hard for me because I do have a little bit of aphasia issues with my speech, in case you have not noticed. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. A ton of books to keep me busy for the autumn and winter season. So I thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, please hit like so that, you know, my video goes out into the algorithm, and comment, and let's talk about some buddy colors if anyone's interested. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.